안녕하세요. Okay, so it's my first time making one of these videos, but I'm really bored during quarantine, and I decided, why not do it? So, first of all, I want to give a disclaimer. This is not a hate video. You're allowed to have your own opinions. I'm allowed to have my own opinions. It's a great world. And also, stay socially distanced and stay safe. I don't like NCT's new music. Okay, hear me out. Artists change and they change a lot, but going from Seventh Sense to Kick It, look, Bruce Lee, he did not die for his name to be used in vain and rhymed with new things. It was just a bad, loud song. Not saying all their music is bad, it was a rough song to listen to, guys. And also, it was just them yelling at me, and if I wanted to hear someone yelling at me, I would just go outside and ask my parents to do something. My parents yell at me enough. I do not need NCT to add more to that. Holland just isn't that good. I know that this isn't really an unpopular opinion, but I think that just because he's gay, he just gets this really big hype around him. And sis, if being gay meant that you were talented, then, James Charles exists as a reason that isn't true. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. I love James. It's, I just don't think there's a lot of capable artists in the world out there. Holland just isn't one of them for me. If you like his music, go for it. But you shouldn't like him just because he's gay. That's just like liking someone just because he's straight. You should like him for his music, not because of his sexuality. I personally don't understand the hate around whitewashing. As a Korean, I personally think that having paler skin is associated with how pretty I look. It's a beauty standard, and I don't think anyone has the right to judge a beauty standard of another country. It's not really a racist connotation, but rather a beauty standard to associate having paler skin with being more beautiful or more handsome. Purposely whitewashing idols from a Korean's perspective is just aligning them with the beauty standard that Koreans have in mind. Perhaps it is an outdated idea, but it still is a cultural norm there. Some idols just don't have stage presence. Really unpopular opinion, but that's on that. You can't fix it. You can't buy stage presence. You can't make stage presence. It just is that. Some of your faves just don't have it, and that's okay, It's all right. You'll get through this, I promise you. Okay, so this is gonna be really unpopular, but I don't understand why anyone would pay to go to a Blackpink concert. Now, I personally don't stan Blackpink. I love all the members. I think they're great, but I don't really stan them. They have good music, just not my taste, and that's completely fine. But I don't understand how you could pay money to see artists that you love. You may love them, but they don't have enough of a discography to have a concert. You're just watching them perform other people's songs and dance to songs that are not their own. Let's say the love of my life, Lee Taemin, decides to go and perform a concert in the United States. I watch it, he comes out, and he performs 3-4 of his songs that I actually like and he's actually written and actually sung. And then he's like, sorry guys, for the rest of the night, I'm just gonna do covers of Michael Jackson. I'd be pretty pissed. I'd want my money back. I did not pay to see Lee Taemin cover Michael Jackson. I paid to see Taemin do shit himself. It's his songs. And I think that it's partly YG's fault. YG should definitely, I don't know what's happening, what that dungeon has, what he's thinking, what the company is, but these girls, how can you pay to see a concert where the artist that you love isn't performing the songs, the majority of it isn't their songs, and they don't have enough songs to fill a concert? So I just I feel bad for them. I really do. Save them, please. Get Blackpink out of there. Okay, another unpopular opinion. I didn't like BTS's most recent album. And I think because I had the bar really high for them because of their previous albums, and I've been a fan for such a long time, they just didn't meet my expectations. And that doesn't mean that the album was particularly bad. It just wasn't astoundingly great. And I think in terms of solos, it was especially weak. I don't think you can compare Awake to Moon, Euphoria to My Time. Maybe the only thing you can compare is Serendipity to Filter, but Inner Child and Singularity, they're incomparable. Singularity is that bitch that you see in the hallway and you're like, damn, I want to be her. And Inner Child is that horse girl that you're just friends with because, you're nice. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But again, the solos, they just weren't as amazing as they could have been, and the album itself was basically like a B for me. But, we're all entitled to our own opinions. Okay, it's inevitable. Dispatch from a Korean netizen's point of view. We're all nosy, let's face it. January 1st comes around, and basically all I see is who the new couple is gonna be. Who is it? What's the tea? Why does Junghyun and Jimin hate one another? Everyone wants to know that. Dispatch, where are you at? And then at the same time, people are like, I think we should respect idols' privacy. I think we should let them date in peace. I think we should do this. Well, guess what? Dispatch is a nosy bitch, and because people are giving them views, they're doing what they're doing. People want to see views. So what's the real problem here? We're all saying, everyone's like, give the idols peace, but at the same time, Dispatch is doing what they're doing and they're thriving. So cognitive dissonance, AP Psych, look it up. I'm just saying. Second point. When Jaehyun and MoMo were discovered dating, there was a lot of backlash because of the age. First of all, if y'all shipped Mark and Lexi, get over it. Their age gap, it isn't that big of a deal. Secondly, let her secure her purse. My God, a woman needs to do what she needs to do. I see all of you on Twitter being like, I want a sugar daddy. Well, she got one. No, I'm kidding. But at the same time, I think that we cannot be like, we want idols to date more freely, and then at the same time be like, but not them. I don't like Jaehyun and Momo because of that. It's again, hypocritical. That's my personal perspective. If you want idols to date freely, we should have been more supportive of them because they came out. They were like, look, this is us. And people were like, but you're old. And yes, he is old. But, let her secure her purse in peace, please. Another opinion from a K-net, and it's K-boos. And I'm talking about how Asians sometimes are the worst K-boos, which I don't understand because y'all have your own culture. Like, why are you ripping on mine? But K-boos aren't cool, and Asians sometimes be the worst K-boos, and I don't understand because y'all have great food, have an amazing language, rich history. Why are you trying to take someone else's? And they have that defense because they're like, oh, but I'm Asian. But I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean you can come up to me and my friends and call my male friends oppa or call me unni, which has happened on multiple occasions where I felt very uncomfortable. It really be your own people sometimes. So, I'm not going to say my piece on the 97 line scandal, if we can even call it that, but what happened with Jaehyun inside of that chat room with the V-Live, I found that funny. Look, they were just clowning him. Like, someone was pretended to be Cha Uno and was like, can I borrow your apology letter? And whether you think what he did was right or wrong, you have to admit he probably should have done better. But it was funny, and they were clowning him. It wasn't malicious, it wasn't mean, it wasn't hatred, it was clowning. And we're all clowns, and we need to be reminded that we're clowns. And if we can clown Western artists, why can't we clown Korean artists? They're not invincible, they're not perfect, and clowning them is a perfect way to remind them of that. I don't see what the problem was. International fans made it seem like it was mean, awful, mean-spirited. It didn't seem like that at all. It was just honestly like funny clownery. We do it all the time with our favorite artists. Like, stop villainizing K-nets. So this is going to be my last point, and it is how K-nets are viewed. I think the hate is often disproportionate to K-nets, and I think part of it is, number one, the culture difference. It is a very different culture. I've lived both in Korea and in America. I've gone back to Korea multiple times. My family is Korean. My friends, a lot of Korean friends. I am Korean. It's a really big culture difference. Number two, a lot of the information that you get on the Korean community, the websites and the pages, they automatically look for clicks, and it's easy to see that articles in which idols are bashed and where K-nets are seen as the villain get the most clicks and the most people going to them. Look, I'm not defending any K-net who has said some malicious shit. That isn't right. Bullying someone online is terrible, and I'm glad that Naver acted and got rid of their policy for when people were being absolutely just human trash. I'm so glad that Naver did that. But honestly, all K-nets are not bad people. And to generalize and say that all K-nets are shitty and all K-nets should die and all K-nets are really bad, and you can see them on like posts where K-nets have been notoriously mean, but that isn't all of them. The international communities know better when it comes to bullying. The international communities know better when it comes to being ugly. K-nets are not all evil, and they're just Korean fans who enjoy the same music as you do. So I don't think that you should villainize them. And I'm thinking of making a video on just like my take on everything. But see you next time. Maybe I'll make another video. Maybe I won't. Who knows?